Hi Pixies! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Minxie and today we are going to do something inspired by this dress that I'm wearing. Isn't it cute? I found it on Pinterest and it made me think flower field. Okay, so all of my farmcore islands have had some type of flower field in there, and I thought it would be fun to add something here. I'm thinking meadowy kind of vibes, and while I was staring at this dress and collecting flowers from TIs and order bots, I was like, ooh, this is where I can make it fairy core and add my star fragments and other little fairy core details, just so that, like, you know, I stick to theme, which is, you know, farm fairy island. But yeah, I have an idea and we're gonna go with it. And oh my god, is that a rainbow balloon? It's a rainbow balloon. I forgot I was in March, y'all. I forgot I was in March. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem! Okay, well, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna be working in this area, so this video might just be a two-part video because I do not have everything that I need, and I definitely don't have all the flowers that I need. So, yeah, but the plan is for me to start at least with the path over here, and I do need to save some code, so I'm gonna do that real quick as well. And I will be back and we will get started. So I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Okay, Pixies, so I want to keep this voiceover short and sweet. It is late in the evening for me, and I would like to go to bed. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Procrastinating, other things. I I finally washed the dishes today, so I'm celebrating those little victories because, oh my god, I hate washing the dishes. I washed every single dish in the house. I still have to iron and just do a whole lot of little adulting things, and guys, I don't wanna. Okay, I don't wanna. I just don't, but I'm going to. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the the build in itself, but this is just me being a complainy Betty. So, one of the issues that I ran into on this build was just that, like, you know, I didn't really want this entire build to be flat. Now, when it comes to flower fields, if you guys have made a flower field, you know how tiresome it can be because literally you're just running back and forth and planting flowers. But if you guys are like me at all, like, the flowers have to go in a specific spot and it has to be a specific species of flower with a specific color. And if it's not that same color, your brain yells at you until you change it. And yeah, so the color scheme that I went with originally with this build was orange, yellow, white, pink, and green, and blue. I think, yeah, there was definitely blue, yellow, orange, and pink, and whatever other color was on my actual dress, because the dress, like I said earlier, it inspired this entire build because I saw this dress on Pinterest, and all of my codes will be in the description down below and my Pinterest, so feel free to check that out and see like what's going on there. But I really wanted the colors to kind of reflect my dress, and I really do like the dress. I think it's super cute, super sweet. So I just really, I don't know, like, as the build progressed, I felt like even though I did like the blue and the orange and the yellow and the pink, I feel like they complemented each other really well. Later on, you'll see that I did add a few red flowers into the mix, like not a lot because I don't typically go for red flowers to begin with, but I don't know, I just feel like I needed something a little bit harsher since this was such a soft colored area, even with the orange tulips. Speaking of orange, I need to get some orange hyacinths as well. So I think I'm going to replace some of the tulips with some hyacinths and, like, just, you know, just move some flowers around and see like how that goes. But once I get more bug models in, it's going to look very fairy core, which was the whole point of this. Right now it's giving cottage core with like a fairy core, like a little hint of fairy core, which I like, but that wasn't really what I was going for. And I started making a teeny little pond there. And the original idea was to make several of the little ones and the little ponds and then build like little cliffs surrounding it. And then you'll kind of have to like bob and weave through the cliffs and stuff. But you know, when you start building, sometimes your brain just does other things. So I just kind of went with it, and I ended up doing like the outline and the beginning of a land bridge, to which I then grabbed a wooden staircase to put on the end, and I'm going to have it like kind of circle around. I don't know how big it's going to be. It might not be very big. It might just be like another little platform you can walk on just to take in the scenery. And maybe I was thinking of surrounding it with water and putting a bridge down and just like fun little things like that. But I haven't really solidified that idea yet. But I do like how that feels. Like in my head, I feel like that's where I'm headed. But you know, it definitely depends on how the land bridge itself turns out. I have made a couple of land bridges. If you guys saw my Maplewood Island tour, that was my last farm island that I did. I did that one on TikTok, but I'm pretty sure I posted the island tour here. I usually do. If I didn't, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure I did. I did a land bridge there, and I really loved it, but I ended up putting a villager home on top of it. I don't think I'm going to be doing that on this particular land bridge. Maybe there'll be a second one or a third one, because I'm always thinking like 2 or 3 builds ahead, and I'm kind of like, guys, I don't even know if I want a spiral pond on this island. I know that's insane. If I'm doing a fairy core island, there has to be a spiral pond, but I don't know if I want one per se. It would be nice to have a spiral pond with like a mix of crops and fairy items, but like I don't know if it's really necessary for this island. And honestly, it's not for me to know at the moment right now. Like I'll figure it out later, obviously. So I think that this little floral code works really well. There was another code that I was thinking about. It's this really pretty grass one that I used once before. It was a long, long time ago, but if I could find that code, I'm going to put it in my Pinterest as well so you can see it. I might end up switching out or just experimenting and switching this out for that one just to see how I feel about it. I mean, if I don't like it, I don't like it. It is what it is. But, you know, I am definitely willing to asparagus a little bit more. But it was at this point of the build where I really started to like what I was doing. Now that I could get a better picture, like now that I got the visual, it really, really, really looked so good. I love colors and I love colorful builds. They just make me happy. And this was the point where I kind of started to like really lock in and just go with it. There was a lot of running in and out of my storage shed, and there was a lot of me grabbing items and stuff. I left the cliffs blank in this video, like except for the one that I'm standing next to right now, like the little round one. All the other cliffs are going to be empty for a while until I can figure out the land bridge, and then I'll work my way back to the other parts. And in this video, I do mention it at the end of the video as well, but I'll just say it here that the peninsula I'm saving for the campsite. I'm still working on the idea of like what I want it to be, but it's definitely gonna flow into the campsite, the flower field, I mean. And I did, even though that this area is really colorful, I do want them to complement each other, like each build. And I say that in a lot of my videos. I want my builds to flow into each other no matter the transition area. Like I just want it to make a certain kind of sense. And since I feel like for a lot of farm islands, like they're very organized because, you know, you're on you have to be organized because you're taking care of critters, you're taking care of crops and stuff. So it has to have some type of semblance of an order. But with the fairy core island, you don't really need to have that type of organization when you're building. It just needs to have fairies and, you know, whimsical things. So it's interesting trying to find the balance between the two, because you guys know I will do the heck out of a fairy core island and just do stuff and not even think about it. But like I have to think about this one. So since this is more of a fairy core build than a farm build, at this point I was like, well, maybe I should add some farm core items, even if it's not a lot. And here is kind of where I started thinking that maybe since I have all of these different fruit trees, that I should start like, doing like individual orchards. I probably won't be able to get to every single fruit on this island, but I definitely want to showcase the peaches, the apples, and the cherries on this island, and maybe the pears, because I was thinking of something fun to do with pears. Like there's a island that I did a long time ago called Estrella. I think that's what I named it. I can't remember the island name. If I can find the island, I will put it in the description, but I'll probably forget. But there was a farm island that I did a long time ago that had this beautiful pear sunken orchard that was by the museum. I think I want to recreate that build because it was one of my favorite like orchard builds that I ever did in my life. So I think that's where I'm heading for that as well. And I added my little farm thingies here and there. Like, I utilized the silos. I think I should have switched the colors though, because there's a pink silo and I'm not really a big fan of that variant, but I feel like when it comes to more colorful pastel-y kind of things, even though this area is definitely not pastel, I feel like it could work. So I think I'm gonna switch out at least one of the silos with a pink one just to see how I think about it, just see how I feel, but I started planting peaches because this was going to be the peach orchard, and there's going to be peaches on the land bridge as well. And I'm thinking of doing like a partially sunken villager home in the little crevices between the gazebo, that cliff, and the land bridge. I don't know yet though, so it might not happen, but my mind is working. Okay, like ideas are exploding in my head. I don't know which one to start with. I'm really excited, and I'm excited to get my hands on a couple of beach balls so I can do my little watermelon patches, because I love doing watermelon patches for islands like this. I can't wait. So I think that's really all I wanted to yap about today, because I'm literally just planting flowers. That's all I'm doing, and trees, and a giant moon, and some crescent moon cherry. That's really it. Like there's only so much you can talk about when it comes to planting flowers. But let me know what you guys are working on your islands right now. Are you playing Animal Crossing, or are you playing any other games right now? Because I'm actually really wanting to get my hands on Tamagotchi Life. And my birthday's coming up in like 2 weeks, and I kind of mentioned it to my brother, so he might be picking the game up for me. I don't know if it's actually gonna happen, but for those of you who don't know, I am currently unemployed for medical reasons, and I can't really afford to do much of anything. But I've been seeing some of those videos on Tamagotchi Life, and they just look so funny. And let's see, one of the other games that I want to get into is Pokopia, but that is a Switch 2 exclusive, and I can't get a Switch 2 at the moment. I'm thinking about, I've been waiting for the refresh of the Switch 2 anyway, because if there's a new console, there might be a new Animal Crossing game, and I gotta lock in at that point, but that's neither here nor there. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see all of you beautiful people at the end of the video. All right, everyone, and that is a wrap for the first part of this video. So, I'm pretty sure voiceover Minxie is going to talk about her plans with this cliff here that I made. So, you know what, we're gonna let that be where it is. But I am done. Okay, you guys, I am so done. I love making flower fields, but I swear they take so long. But I did try and get most of it done, and I'm not going to continue it onto the peninsula because this is where the campsite's gonna go. So, I don't know when the next video is going to be up. Hopefully it will be up by Friday, and hopefully by that video this will be done. I want to get the land bridge done off camera. I just don't know if that's going to happen. I hope it does, but if it doesn't, it's fine. It's fine. I just need to get some more yellow cosmos because I don't have any except the seed versions. So I'm gonna grab a bunch of those and just some other colored flowers, other pink flower types. But I really like how this is looking so far. I think it's really fun, really colorful, and I also have to get some food. I don't have food, but you know, that's fine. I'll grab the food as soon as I can. But that's what this area is looking like, and it's giving really like cottage metalcore, which is fine, but I also have to get my hands on some blue emperor butterfly models. I'm gonna get my hands on those, the purple ones, and some agrias, the agrias butterfly ones. Those ones I feel like are gonna add a nice little shump to the area, you know. And yeah, and I have plans for over here as well. I think I want this to lead to a villager home of sorts, like have the land bridge come out and loop around and just put a little house right here. I don't know, I might put my house there, call it a day, and yeah, we'll see. I'm not too sure, and I still have to flatten the back cliffs as well. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I am so happy with the way this looks. And the final like look when you come from the entrance is probably going to be super stunning. Like, can you imagine you just like walk here and all of like, just picture all of the crops being super sparkly, because I think I'm gonna just like go crazy and water all of them so that everything has this little twinkle. And then you walk, and then you can either head to the right, whatever the heck the right's gonna look like, I don't know, but then you just head to the left through this gazebo and you're just in this beautiful field that leads you to a house, that leads you to a nice little land bridge up there, and whatever's gonna be up there, I don't know. I'm also thinking about getting Maple. I don't know, I feel like Maple belongs on this island, but I'm also gonna amiibo in Lily because she definitely belongs on this island. Yeah, I'm just rambling at this point, you guys, but I am really excited, so keep your eyes peeled for the next video. It should be out on Friday, hopefully earlier than that, but I have a lot of things going on this week, so we will see. Friday is the goal. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys are being kind to yourselves and each other, and I will see all of you guys later. Bye.